Okay, good afternoon and welcome to 802 Scoop live from 185 North Main Street here in Barrie. Not a bad day today, a little bit of rain, a little bit of clouds. I've heard spitting snow here and there, but overall not a bad day really. And the roads are dry, everything's good. So we decided that we would come in today at noon, which is not a Friday at noon. It's not a normal day for us, but we don't do anything normal around here anyway. We just kick it, right? So we've invited our new sponsor, Giroux General Transport, here to discuss with you today all the ins and outs of getting your CDL.
Absolutely.
Upcoming class. And you all don't just do CDL classes. There's endorsements. You all always have a bunch of stuff going on.
Absolutely.
So let me spin it over to Tracy, and she'll tell you everything there is to know. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. It's good to see you.
It's nice to see you too. So yeah, we have a lot going on right now. Our next training will be starting January 19th. And it's not going to be just Class A or just Class B or whatever. It's all together. There's going to be a Class A, a Class B, and an upgrade training. And when I say an upgrade training, for those who don't know, an upgrade is if you already have your B, but you've regretted not getting your A, and now you want to be like, oh, I think I really want to put that trailer on the back of my truck. I want the A. You don't have to go back through the entire class. You can come for the upgrade portion of the class. And it's about a 4-week course instead of a 6-week course. So it cuts out like two weeks to give it just the upgrade portion. So all of those will be starting on January 19th. And we run them about every 6 weeks, 6 to 7 weeks year round. Mm-hmm. Normally we shut down for a large part of the colder weather. This year we are shutting down from Christmas Eve through until the 19th. Mm-hmm. So usually we take like a month off, but this year we've decided, about 2.5, 3 weeks is all that we're going to shut down. And then we'll be right back up and going. So.
Well, and as you said, and as we've talked about and advertised, it's layoff season too. There's a lot of people that are laid off, and you talk about enhancing or advancing maybe in your career. Maybe, you were somebody that was riding along or doing something else on a job site, and you've decided, that, hey, I'm gonna up my game over the winter months.
Absolutely. So if you work for, say, construction company or Rock of Ages or Hoods right now is being laid off. If you're getting laid off for the winter and you have some idle hand time, this is the perfect time to take this class. It's 8 in the morning until 2, Monday through Friday for the January class. So it's going to be during the warmest part of the day. Okay. And by 2 o'clock, when the kids' school lets out and everything, you're free to go. You're free to go do whatever you need to do. So it's during the day. And this January class, it's great for the people who aren't working. There is grants out there that will help you cover it. If you're unemployed right now, talk to the Department of Labor, talk to your local unemployment office. There are things called the WIOA grant that will help you come to the class through the Department of Labor. And right now, if you're unemployed and you're income eligible, there's additional funding in that WIOA grant for a $500 voucher to Lenny's, for instance, for boots and jackets to keep you warm during this class. They have all kinds of funding out there right now that will help you get everything you need to take your CDL. Now, CDL is good for lots of different things. CDL is not just another license. It's a federal government standard, which means it holds you higher than all of the rest. It holds you accountable. So when people see on your job applications that you have a CDL, they see loyalty, they see commitment, they see drug-free, they see all the different things that it takes to be a CDL driver. To obtain that CDL, that's what they're seeing when they see your application and they go, oh, they have a CDL. It holds you to that higher standard and it makes you more hireable for all different positions. When you get your CDL, it opens up so many doorways to so many different jobs that you didn't even think were possible.
So when, if right now you're thinking about, yes, I'd like to take this class, what do you need to do in preparation of besides figure out your funding? Are there things that you need to do other than that?
Absolutely. So there's a couple of different things. First thing you would need to do is obtain your DOT medical card. Okay, it's a medical physical. It's not a regular physical. Your regular physician can't do it. Only a DOT physician. We use Dr. Heather Connolly on River Street in Montpelier, right next to Tractor Supply. She's local. She's good about getting you an appointment really quickly, get you in, get you out. It's usually a 15 or 20-minute appointment. Get that DOT medical card. With that, you can obtain your permit. You can't obtain your permit without one. You must have your CDL permit before coming to class. So, call DMV, ask for the CDL division, and schedule a Class A or a Class B CDL permit test, whichever one you want to take. A Class B is a two-part test. It is general knowledge and air brakes. The Class A is a three-part process. It's general knowledge, air brakes, and then combination. So in practice, to study for that test, there's a couple of different websites that we use. One is cdlstudybuddy.com. The other one is thetruckersreport.com. They both have practice tests that you can take over and over and over and over again until you are confident and passing with good grades. Completely free. Does not cost you anything. Both websites have great practice tests because DMV words things differently. Any state test is going to word things to try to trip you up. So you may have a multiple questions. You know, you might have a question with like 4 answers, A, B, C, or D. And they may say, oh, you may read it through and go, oh, well, A is correct. You got to read them all and you got to really think about each question because more than one question is going to be, more than one answer is going to be right. They want the one that is the most right. So they're going to try to trip you up in the way they word things. So those two websites have awesome practice tests that you can take over and over and over again to prepare yourself for that test. And that'll ease your mind too that you're taking them online in advance, and so you can kind of get the feel of the computer because you take your permit test on the computer at DMV, and it'll get you familiarized with how it's going to be set up at DMV.
So we will make sure that we get a little write-up from you with all of that information so that we can make a post and people can just have that at their fingertips to know between now and then. Now, what if you're someone who really struggles with testing or has difficulties with these sorts of things? Is there help for that as well?
There is. So on the Vermont DMV website, you can have the CDL manual read to you. You can read it from there. You can take practice tests on there. Again, I do recommend those other two websites first because they have better tests to take than the one on the Vermont DMV. But you can go on there and have that book read to you. When you go down to take your permit test, you can ask the instructor before you start for a written test, if that's easier for you, or you can ask them to have it read to you. Again, when you make that appointment, you must explain that to them because they need time and the abilities. So they have to have the staff available. They have to have everything so that they give you enough time to do it. But there is help. And again, those two websites, those practice tests will completely prepare you. No matter how many times you fail one of those tests, you can just keep retaking it until you actually are getting it right. And that has helped so many of my students that are like, oh, well, we don't do well testing. We don't do well in classroom. This is easy, okay? It's easy. Just keep at it. Don't give up. The part of the CDL training that we do that is classroom is done together as a unit. It's done together as a group. So you don't have to be like, oh, well, I can't make it through a week of classroom. You absolutely can because they do it together. It's going to be done together as a group. So a lot of our curriculum is on PowerPoint presentation, so it'll be up on the wall. The instructor is going to read it out loud to the group, okay? And then the group will ask questions, etc. There are some tests to take, but they're open book tests, 1. 2, they go over them together as a group.
Right.
So if you fail something and you get it wrong, they're going to tell you, you're going to go through the group and you'll find out what the right answer is. And after you do the the retake or whatever, you'll get it right away. You'll be like, oh, I retook that test and I totally understood it the second time. It's no worries. We're not going to give up on you. We have patience. All of our instructors are so patient and so knowledgeable, and I am very thankful for the group that we have right now. Right now we have 11 tractor trailer trucks, 5 instructors working for us. So we have a good group to be able to break everybody up into small groups so that they can focus better, they can get more hands-on. The first week is classroom. It's usually all done. All of the classroom is done that first week. Second week, we start pre-trip inspections. You will also have your pre-employment drug testing, which is mandated by the federal government. Before you get into our vehicles, you must be drug tested. It's the law. Then after that, you start backing, docking, coupling, uncoupling, offside, straight back, on the road driving, hill stops, all the different stations. Everybody has a station and they have to go through each station and get an evaluation.
Hill stops. I can't even imagine.
Can you imagine doing a hill stop in a tractor trailer?
No, I can remember how tormenting that was
Doing it in a car.
In a car. And how frustrating it was.
Right.
Yeah, that was way worse than parallel parking for me, but I just can't even imagine.
I think the scariest part for me as a passenger, I've never driven one, as a passenger in the tractor trailer, because I do ride a lot in them with everybody, is timing the lights. You have to time those red lights accordingly to how long it takes them to stop a tractor trailer truck. And that's scary.
Yeah.
And people will cut you off, and you have to learn how to avoid the people who just merge without knowing it takes you, X amount of space to stop that rig.
Right.
I'll tell you, the first time my husband took me for a ride, it was in Milton, of all places, and I'm like,
hanging on for
stop.
dear life. Yeah,
I can't do that.
Yeah.
But you know what? Our instructors, like I said, they have amazing nerves and patience and skill, and they do a great job, and they aren't going to give up on you. So if you have a hard time shifting, they're going to give you extra practice. If you have a hard time doing a hill stop or a docking scenario, or you need extra time with your backing, they're going to give you that extra time. They're going to require you to take that extra time. And they're going to set you up to succeed. We don't ever set anybody up to fail. Our reputation is on the line.
It's
here.
on the line. Yeah.
When you leave us, your information from the school stays with you for 10 years. And I don't know if people realize that, but as you apply for jobs, we become your job reference. So say you've complete the course and then you start putting in job applications. They're going to see on your job application where you obtained your CDL. They're going to call us and they're going to say, we have so-and-so here. Can we get an update on how he did? By law, they have to fax us over an authorization to release your personal information. And when I get that signed fax stating that you give us permission, I have to go over all the details with them. So your attendance, whether you came on time, whether you were late all the time, whether you were working well with your peers, whether you were following instructions from your instructor, how well you worked with others, whether you had any accidents, how long it took you to go through the course, whether or not you had any accidents. Obviously, we've never had a claim, so I'm knock on wood.
That's right. Yeah.
Very happy about that. But, you know, all of this stuff stays with you. Up to 10 years, I have to keep those on record. So say, for instance, you get your CDL, you get a job, you're driving a truck, and you have an accident. Whether it's your fault or it's not your fault, the Vermont State Police, they come knocking on my door. They want to see how many hours you were trained, who trained you, what your grades were, everything. It all falls back on, we need to show proof in each station that you were competent when you left us. So a CDL is a huge, huge thing on your resume when you're applying for jobs and people see that CDL. They're like, okay, this shows us commitment, loyalty, all these different bits and pieces. When they see that CDL, they know you've shown the initiative to go get that extra training. It's not just a regular driver's license that anybody can get. You have to really put in the work. So with that being said, a Class A is about a 6-week course. Our January one will be held Monday through Friday from 8 to 2, 8 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon. After that, they go back to evening classes from 4 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday.
And that's just so that people can still maintain
work their job.
Yep,
work their job during the day and come at night, or go to school during the day and come at night. We have a lot of people who haven't graduated high school yet, but they're 18, 19-year-olds, and they want their CDL, so they go to school during the day, they come to us at night. We get it. You have to be 18 years old to obtain your CDL, okay? But you don't have to be 21 to obtain until, you have to be 21 to obtain your hazmat or cross over any state borders. So say you get your CDL, you're 18 years old, you have to stay in-state driving. So you can't go to New Hampshire, you can't go to New York for runs, but you can stay local. Now there is a couple of different things I want to tell you. One, vsac.org, vsac.org. They have a non-degree grant called the Advancement Grant. The Advancement Grant will cover up to 75% of the course if you are income eligible. Most people 18 to 24 qualify automatically. Their income levels are not above the range that it requires, okay? So there's also another thing that you can apply for through VSAC. It's called the forgivable loan. The forgivable loan requires you to work for 1 full year in the state of Vermont, and then your loan is forgiven completely and it will cover the remainder of the course. So those are both really good things for kids who are just starting out, 18, 19, 20, 21 years, these young kids who are just out of school. Apply. The worst they're going to say is no. It never goes against your credit. None of these grants are going to go against your credit. The worst thing that's going to happen is they're going to say no, or they're only going to give you a percentage of it. But either way, it follows you until July 1st of the following year. So say you apply for it now, but you don't want to take it till June when you get out of high school. That grant's waiting for you. It's there. It's already done. It's applied for. It's waiting for you. It will follow you until July 1st when their fiscal year turns over. And then you would have to reapply. But if you're thinking about it and you want to do it, this is the perfect time to start putting in applications. Start putting in all of the different things you want to do. Anybody who has a seasonal job, this is the time to do it. Before you go back to work in the spring, this is the perfect timing. We will be running a January class, and then again, we will have another one starting the beginning of March. But again, the January class will be a day class. The March class will be an evening class. Typically, our classes are 4 to 9 p.m., but twice a year, January and July, we will run one during the day.
And where are these classes held? Are these in Berlin?
Most of them are all held in Berlin, right behind the Hilltop Inn. We lease all of the land behind the Hilltop Inn across the intersection from Central Vermont Hospital. We lease half the parking lot and all of that back lot. So we're pretty centrally located right off the interstate in Berlin. That is for most all classes. We do in the summertime. It usually starts the first week in July, right after the 4th, and it runs for 6 weeks. We run one in the Riverbend, which is out of Oxbow High School in Bradford, Vermont. And you do not have to be a high school student to go there. You just have to put in all your applications, same as always, and we will get you in a spot there. But though that one is a day class, and the January one is a day class.
Nice. It's awesome. And as I said, as we were kicking this off, it's not all just CDL. You do different endorsements. There are all kinds of things. So there's maybe somebody who decided they wanted to drive a fuel truck this winter.
Correct. So say you want to drive a tanker of any kind. You need a tanker endorsement, whether it's water, milk, fuel oil, whatever. If you're hauling something in a tanker truck, you need a tanker endorsement. It is not a separate class, but we have a lot of information we can give you to obtain your tanker endorsement. Same with doubles, triples. We have an entire hazmat theory class. The federal government requires you to take a separate class for hazmat, and you must have a grade point average of 8.3 or higher to obtain your hazmat. So we do a hazmat theory class. For someone who already has their CDL and they just want the endorsement, it's $100 for the course, okay? It's a one-day class. It's 3 hours. Well, usually 3, we say 3, but it's 3 to 5 depending on how well you do with like the reading and the test and et cetera. Again, once you've taken that, then you can go down and do your application at DMV. And we do not do the actual endorsements. We do the trainings for the endorsements. Does that make sense? So DMV still has the final say on all licenses and all endorsements. They do all of the last testing on everything, okay? So we will do all of the training portion up until time for your final test. So when you go to your CDL, you do all your training with us, and then we set up a road test date for you. That road test date will be scheduled at the availability of our trucks, and 90% of the time they're in Barrie, right at the BOR. That's where we start, and then they take you off, obviously, on the road. But that's where all the backing, the docking, all of that part of the test is done. You will do it on our trucks, our insurance, our trailer. Our owner or instructor will be present during your test for any questions or complications or anything. We have to provide registration, proof of insurance, all of that stuff to DMV. You don't have to do anything. All you need to do is show up with your permit, DOT medical card, and driver's license in hand, because they will want those the day of the road test. And have already put your grades from the course and everything into the computer system. DMV will have those prior to your test date. So when they open up your account on DMV, all your grades are going to show. All of everything is going to show. All you have to do is show up and take the test.
That's pretty awesome. Now, if somebody wants to take this class in January, how much in advance do they need to start the process as far as if you need funding and get your physical and get the appointment with DMV? Is DMV quite as busy as they were at one point?
At one point, they were booking out 2 months. Now we're looking at about 2 to 3 weeks, depending on where you are in the state of Vermont. There has been a couple of times where it's been a little bit farther, maybe 4 or 5 weeks, but they're not booking out like they were, which is good news. But you do need to schedule them sooner than later. If you say, well, I haven't studied yet, well, it's not going to be a turnaround like that. You're going to have to set that appointment and then get studying because literally it's going to be a few weeks ahead. It's not going to be right away. And then your DOT medical card, she's usually pretty good about getting you in within a week or two. It's a quick 15-minute appointment, 15, 20 minutes. You're in and out. It's pretty painless. There's no, taking off your clothes or anything like that. It's not a regular physical. They measure your neck, they check your reflexes, your eyesight, stuff like that. They will ask you if you have any, medical issues like blood pressure or diabetes or anything like that. And all you have to do is show proof that you're having them taken care of. They have to be being treated for 3 months and that they have to be in check for 3 months.
Yep.
But other than that, it's pretty harmless. You'll get a little DOT medical card, which must stay on your persons at all times. And that medical card is what DMV will require for you to pick up your permit.
And I think it's good that you mentioned that because there's a lot of myths in you can't get your CDL if you're diabetic or you're if you have some conditions
Sleep
that you
apnea,
can't.
that.
And that's not always the case. There are some cases where you can't, but that's why they do this test. That's what determines
there are
whether or
certain
not.
things that will make them ineligible. I'm not saying there is not.
Right.
However, if you have, say, high blood pressure or diabetes or you need to wear glasses, you just have to show proof that you're having it taken care of, that you've had a recent eye appointment within the last year, that you have had your A1C done and it's been in check for 3 months, et cetera, et cetera. It's not that you can't obtain a CDL, it's that you have to show that you've had it taken care of.
Somebody is saying, Michael is asking, what about epilepsy?
I believe you may not have any mind-altering drugs. So if it's something that is going to inhibit your brain, such as epilepsy or seizures, I believe that disqualifies you from having a CDL. But again, that would be a question for the CDL DOT physician. And Heather is great. Dr. Heather Connolly is the one that we use. She's great about, if you called her and just said, these are some questions I have about obtaining my CDL. Would this qualify me or disqualify me? She will definitely answer some questions for you.
Which is, that's awesome. And Michael also says, so happy to see you guys join the 802 Scoop family, and he can't wait to go for a ride in one of the trucks.
Oh, I can't wait either. It's fun to do. I'll tell you, we have our own personal tractor-trailer truck, and one of our students just got his Class A, and he's like, I really want to drive that truck. I really want it. So my husband told him he could come today and drive our personal tractor-trailer truck. So that's kind of fun and exciting to see our students so eager and so excited to I want to drive the really nice one. I want to do that. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's such a good feeling when you see your students succeed. It is such a good feeling. I can't even, it's a euphoria you can't explain. It's like watching my kids grow up, even though they're only with us for 4 to 6 weeks. It's different when you know that they've accomplished it. Like they've met their goal. It's awesome.
Well, and speaking of kids, this is really, it's a family business for you all.
It sure
you're
is.
all, in one way or another, you're all involved in whether it's because there's time away or you're literally all involved. And
We are.
Which you can't always say that. I know a few people that have gone through your trainings and say you end up being like their family.
Absolutely,
Like you
100%.
see them on the street and you're like, hey,
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
And
I have
that means something.
Yeah, I have students that still drop by our personal home and they're like, "Hey, I brought the girls, my kids. I brought the girls something." It's great to see the students afterwards, and actually, the ones that are so excited to get their CDL, 90% of the time they come back, they visit us. They're like, "Hey, I got a job doing this, or I got a job doing that," and it's so good to see them succeeding. They all become friends at the end. There's so many of them that stop by our home and just, we still wanted to say hi, see how everybody was doing, etc. My 3 girls that are at home, my adult children are off on their own, but the 3 girls I have at home, they are very involved. They help me with the photocopying for the tests and the stapling and the prepping, and they go up and sit at the school. And she just turned 11, my 11-year-old. She is like, "Mom, I'm going to the school and I'm going to sit there and I'm going to watch them back up. And if they're doing it wrong, I'm going to tell them they're doing it wrong."
Because she knows.
Yes, they've been raised at the range, watching the tractor trailer trucks, watching the instructors. My kids can all shift the tractor trailer trucks. All of them can shift them. My 16-year-old has driven one around the parking lots, in circles around the parking lot. She's 16 years old. She's only 4'10".
Yeah, we worry about little Toyota Corollas, and she's jumping in
And
this
she's
truck.
an 18-wheeler. Yep.
Yeah,
And she's good. She's like, "Mom, this is what I want to do for a living." She's 4'10". She's like, "I like driving the tractor trailer truck. This is what I want to do." Women can do it.
right.
And there's so many opportunities for women right now in this workforce because you're considered a minority in this field. So there's an extra $1,500 for women and minorities, an automatic $1,500 grant for you to come because they want women in the workforce. They
Right.
want women to participate.
Right.
So it's a good idea.
And you're seeing it more and more. I mean,
Oh,
I know,
absolutely.
even 15 years ago, you didn't see as many women out there driving truck, but you actually see it a lot more now.
Oh, there's so many. Like, I'm not going to say every class, but probably close to every other class we have women in it, which is great. I love to see women in our class. I love to see women doing this because there's no reason that they can't.
Right.
If you're a good driver, that's what it takes.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, male, female. It doesn't matter. What matters is whether or not you are skilled at driving. That's what matters.
And really, in this profession, you determine what you do. You could go over the road. You could be gone all the time. You could be local.
Yep.
Really, what is available to you for jobs is like
It's
far
incredible.
greater than most
It's
people.
incredible. I'm going to tell you, when they see your CDL, it's going to open doors. You can stay local. You can drive a town plow. You can drive a mail truck, or you go a delivery truck, or FedEx, UPS. You can drive soda delivery or whatever you want to do local. But you can also haul over the road. There's so many places right now that are hiring over the road. Werner's is always looking for people. There's just always, I have job opportunities on our classroom wall. We started off with just a bulletin board that said local job opportunities, okay? That's what all I wanted on there was local Vermont businesses looking for people to drive their trucks. Well, it exploded, and now it covers our whole wall in our classroom. So there's like 50, 60 different job opportunities on that bulletin board of local people looking for drivers. And they're always looking for drivers. So I get calls all the time. "Can I send you the newest job application? We're hiring for Class A, Class B, whatever." I put them in the classroom.
Yeah. And in a lot of cases, not all, but in a lot of cases, those employers are willing to help out financially as well. If you
Absolutely.
are willing to sign a contract and say, I will stay with you this long, then
Yep.
they're willing to help you out with that and pay for it in its
I'm going
entirety.
to tell you right now, most towns, and it doesn't matter where you are in Vermont, most towns, we're doing some for Huntington right now. We've done Stowe, Randolph, Bethel, all over the place, okay? If a town hires you off the street without a CDL, they will pay for you to come to school. And they will give you an hourly wage and be like, okay, you work for us. This is what I need you to do. We've had so many different places. Town of Stowe has sent us multiple. Randolph has sent us multiple. They come from all over. City, Montpelier. And all of the towns, I bill them directly. You don't have to worry about the financial part of it. If you work for a town, they pay for it. It works. And you have to sign a contract stating that you will work for them for 2 years or 3 years or whatever it is. But if you're looking for that type of job, if you want to be out on the plow trucks, that's the time. That's the way to go.
And that's the case with any job. Like nursing's the same way. If you want one of your licenses, you have to sign a contract in almost every case because they don't want to pay for something and then have you go somewhere else. So
Absolutely.
I mean, it's not really asking anything more or different than anybody else would. And the
Correct.
opportunity you're given is huge.
Right. And you can pick your career. Like with CDL, once you have that license, you can go anywhere. People will pay you incredible amounts of money to drive truck for them. A lot of places right now, starting pay, $25 to $35 an hour with a $7,000 sign-on bonus. It's incredible right now because there's such a shortage for drivers. So wherever you go, they're offering these great bonus packages just to get you to do it. There's so many right now. And with I think a lot to do with our community is there's not a lot of people right now that can say, I live in the state of Vermont, but I do not smoke marijuana. And that is what a part of our local businesses are finding, that it's hard because you can't smoke marijuana. You can't do any form of drugs to have a federal CDL license, okay?
And then for other things, even DUI and things, what the standard you are held to is much greater.
Yes.
Than.
The you can have one beer and be over the limits for a CDL driver. So I always stress caution. If you want to go and have a beer, do it at home or make somebody else drive. Because that one beer
Can take your livelihood.
could take away your license. And that's not something you want to go through.
No.
And things like DUI, it stays on the average person's license for over 7 years, which means you've lost your CDL and you have to start all over from scratch in 7 years. That's not something you want to do. If you are marijuana positive, say, or drug positive, you have to go through a year of drug counseling before you can get your CDL reinstated.
That's amazing.
It's mandatory by the federal
I
government.
wish it was across the board for any license.
I agree. I agree. I think if you're doing something that's going to alter your senses to the point that it may slow down your reaction time, you should not be behind the wheel. And I'm not saying I don't know how it affects people, and I'm not going to say that I do. But if you are, smoking a joint and then getting behind your wheel, you're obviously altered. Whether you feel it or you don't, your body time slows. So if some little kid runs a ball out in front of you, are you going to be able to stop a tractor trailer truck?
Quick enough. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of where we're at this point. And the other thing I've been seeing on the news is speaking English American behind the wheel of a CDL. Have you seen that on the news?
I have.
Okay, so it has always been a law. The federal government has always had it as a law. You must be able to read speak, and understand the American language enough to read road signs and communicate with DOT and police. Okay? That has always been part of our training when it comes from the federal government. On our PowerPoint, it's in big bold letters, and we have to make sure every person in our classroom understands that. Okay? So these people who are getting their CDLs without being able to speak English are based, they found an entire section in California that were issuing them their license through using not a tutor, but you know what I'm talking about.
Like AI stuff?
Yeah, they
like
were
through the
using their
computer?
phones to an app or whatever, the translator. That's what I'm
Yep.
like a pocket translator. That's how they were doing it. They've all had their CDLs revoked. Did you see that?
I didn't see that,
A
but
huge thing on the news that they are revoking all of those licenses that were done via translator.
Good.
Because it is the law. The federal government never dropped that law. Biden relaxed that law, and California took it, running with it. And that's how some of these drivers are coming across the country with loads and getting in horrible accidents, killing people, getting stuck in the notch, all of these different things that you hear on the news.
because
And then
they can't read the signs and they
yeah,
don't know
they
what they're
can't
doing.
read the signs, so they don't understand it. That it's one way, it's no trucks, it's don't enter. It's posted. They're not understanding it. It's always been federal law that they have to.
That is, that's interesting. That's super
We
interesting
actually
to know.
had some people try to come through our class unable to speak English, and we denied them and we sent them back to unemployment to take a class on English, the language arts skills, so that they could finish the course. And the unemployment office contacted me and said, "You can't do that." And I said, "Yes, I can. Would you like me to send you proof?" They said yes. So I printed off sheets from our federal government training program and sent it to unemployment. And I'm like, this is what our federal government standards require. And it's right there in bold print. They must be able to communicate in English.
Barb says it's great that you are putting all of this information out there. She said that she knows the state is always looking for plow drivers, which
Absolutely.
is so true.
Absolutely.
But all of this information, it's just really good to know.
CDL has been in demand, high demand, for at least 5 years now. We have been such a shortage with drivers. It seems like when COVID hit, a lot of our drivers, they just stopped. As people got older and they retired, there wasn't anybody new coming up because there was like, you couldn't take the class, you couldn't go to school, you couldn't do that. So that it's caused a great shortage, and we have not caught up. Will we catch up? I'm hoping eventually we will start catching up, so that it's more of a regular. But it's right now, there's such a shortage in drivers that I have seen businesses have to close their doors because they didn't have anybody to drive their dump trucks.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is crazy, and it's sad that we're kind of at a point where across the board it seems like it's super hard for people to find people to hire.
Absolutely.
And so it's a scary time when it comes to that, for sure.
Absolutely, because the world doesn't run without our drivers, without our
Yeah.
truckers. There's so many. The food doesn't get from the farmer to the stores. It doesn't get from the store, from the big manufacturers' buildings to the stores or to the people. There's just so many things that rely on tractor trailer trucks. My husband and I took a ride. We took our kids down to Kennedy Space Center in Florida. So we took our camper and we got on the interstate and we took all the truckers' routes, all the way down and back. We took the truckers' routes. We wanted to see Jersey Turnpike and all the different places where these truckers, and you will see, and I'm not exaggerating, 20, 30, 40 tractor trailer trucks in a row. The average person doesn't see what kind of trucks are out there on the road every single day providing services for our community. You don't understand how much it takes those truckers to deliver everything that you guys need and use every single day. Mm-hmm. And when there's a shortage, things get backed up.
Yeah, yeah. And that happens a lot. How do people reach you?
You can call my cell. It's the best way to reach me, 802-279-3325. That gets me directly. I answer the phone day or night. I'm usually around. If you do get my voicemail, I'm either with another student or I'm on the phone. Just leave me a message. I'll call you back. But it's the best way to get me.
I mean, we've been posting it also, but we'll put this up here, and then we will definitely also get that other information that we talked about, so that we can
Absolutely.
put
I'll
those
give you those
websites out
websites
there
and everything.
get some information and hopefully get this class filled up, because really it's a huge opportunity. Like you said, right now you're laid off, and
Yep.
it's the perfect time to do something
If you're
that could
applying
possibly make your next, what you're doing come summertime,
Absolutely.
that much better.
Absolutely. It's gonna, if you have a construction job and you don't have your CDL, you're stuck on the shovel. You're stuck doing the manual labor part.
Yeah.
If you take this layoff time to go and get your CDL, and then you go back to work, you can say, look what I've done. And they're going to be like, I can use you.
Right.
And they're going to put you to work in a better paying position, in a better situation for yourself, because you're not going to be stuck on the shovel. You're going to be behind the wheel of a vehicle or a piece of equipment.
Yeah.
There's so many things that's going to open doors for you. And if you're laid off right now, sitting at home, unemployment's going to help you pay for it. It's going to be the perfect timing for you to take it. It's not going to interfere with your work schedule at all.
Yeah. It's
Perfect time.
absolutely the perfect time. And hopefully, so let's tell one more time the day of that class, when it starts.
January 19th, Monday, January 19th, 8 a.m. to 2, Monday through Friday will be our next class.
Perfect.
Okay? And that will be the perfect time to take it for anyone who's laid off for the winter. If those times do not work perfect for you, the March class that will be coming up after that will be a 4 to 9 evening class. But again, if you're laid off, this January class is the ultimate time to take it. It is the best time for people who have seasonal jobs.
Absolutely. Anything else you think that we should make sure everyone knows?
Just if you have any questions, call me. I absolutely love answering questions from people. There is no question that is stupid or dumb. You won't know unless you ask me.
Oh, one last question I have, just because I just remembered this. What about the book? You need the book to study?
CDL manual is available on DMV website, that they can have it read to them. They can print it off, or they can read it online. Or if they would rather have a book in hand, it is free at the Vermont DMV. You go into the Vermont DMV, go to the CDL division, and pick up a manual.
And does every DMV have a CDL division?
Most do.
Okay.
Most do. It's very rare that they don't.
Okay.
Montpelier, we use that one regularly, and I know for a fact that they have the manuals available there every day.
Wonderful.
Okay?
Good. Thank you so much for joining us for this, and for joining our team.
Well, thank you for having
I
us.
agree. Absolutely excited to have you. And I mean, I've known you and Billy for a long time.
Absolutely.
Probably Billy a little longer, just because of the connection with my brother. And it's great to have you. And I adore the girls and all you do. So before we go, we have to give a plug to that you and the girls are super busy right now, because you do crazy amounts of craft fairs.
I actually
crazy
brought you
amounts.
something.
You did?
I did.
Oh, goodness.
So, we've been crafting, and this is something I wanted to bring you a smile. So I brought you a little gag gift.
It's adorable. It's adorable.
So, it's just a little gag gift. It says, "We wish you nothing but Merry Christmas," and Santa's turned his butt towards you. And it's a little piece of decorated toilet paper.
That's so cute. That's adorable. No, we'll put it in there. We will
put it
put
on the
it
back
in
of
there.
the toilet?
Yeah. We'll put it in there. It's adorable.
Oh,
And you've made me a few other things too. When I am one of these people who I'll see something online and that I think is cute and I screenshot it or copy the link and I send it over to Tracy and she
Yes.
makes it happen.
Yes.
You did all the little pickles for me, the
Yes,
support
the
pickles.
emotional support pickles, which are still one of my biggest sellers. I sell probably 60 or 70 of them a year. They go crazy for
Yeah.
them.
I saw those. They were adorable. I said, "Could you do this for me?" And you were like, "Yeah, I think I could figure that out." And I think the very next day,
The very next day, I
you
had them ready.
sent me a
Yeah.
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 You're like, "How about these?" So
Yeah. So
yeah.
I homeschool my girls, and part of their fine arts credit is crafting. We have to come up with something unique and different
Yep.
every year, and it's been amazing. And actually, my 16-year-old has started her own little entrepreneurship. She's making dog leashes and collars out of paracord, and she's making homemade dog biscuits that she bakes all day long.
Oh.
The house smells amazing.
Of course. Because most of them are peanut butter based.
Well, some are peanut butter, some are pumpkin, some are apple, some are banana. She has so many different flavors.
Oh my
And
goodness.
she literally will make like 5 different flavors for every craft show. So tomorrow and Sunday we'll be at the Barry Elks Lodge. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the following weekend for Black Friday, we are going to be at the Old Labor Hall. All set up with tons of fun things. So there will be gag gifts and special gifts, crochet items. All of my daughter's dog paraphernalia will be there. She's got so many different things that she's making out of paracord and goodies. So yeah, it's huge. And we also run a beef farm. So we have grass-fed Herefords, and we sell our beef from our garage at Bolsterbrook Farm. So yeah, we have a lot going on. We
Yes,
are
you
a
do.
multitasking family.
Yes, you do. Yes, you
And
do.
we're based right here in Barry Town, so it's Websterville, but yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. And I love to see you guys. I love to see the girls. And I love to be able to send you crafty things and you do it because
love
I
it.
can't.
It's fun.
Yes, it is. So thank you for coming in.
No
And it was
Thank
good to
you.
see you, and I'm sure we'll see you again, and we'll be beating the drum for this class for now for a while, and then I'm sure the next one.
And if anybody has any questions, just reach out. I'm really good about answering whatever it is. If I know the answer, I will give it to you. If I don't know the answer, I will find it.
Yeah.
So I've been working with unemployment through Department of Labor with the WIOA grant. I've been working with VSAC on a regular basis, Agency of Transportation for the Women and Minority Grant. So I can give you all of that contact information. If you just reach out, I will help you.
Awesome. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Have a great day, everyone. Be safe if you're out in the woods, and take care, and we'll see you a little later on. We have some special stuff coming up.